Hello and welcome, race fans. It is time for another edition of the Elite Racing League's Winter Derby. But of course, that's on Wednesday. Now we get started doing the other support races for tonight. The first one, of course, is the Snowman 50 here with the mini stocks. These little cars are going to put on one heck of a show. Hopefully a lot of beating, a lot of banging, but hopefully not too many wrecks. As you see, we are getting started with qualifications. Your pole sitter currently is Victor Pfluger at an 18.435. Still 3 minutes left in qualifying. On board with Chad Frankenfield trying to put his lap in. Lap 1, good to put him P4. Got a little high right there. Got almost way too close to the wall. Coming out of fourth to complete his second lap. And does not look like he improves on that. Be interesting to see if we'll get any improvements on the second laps, because tires, at least in my experience, don't always seem to hold up well in this car. But then again, I don't know what I'm doing when I drive this car, so I wouldn't listen to me. As we see one of the two Dale Jr. paint schemes in this race. Oh my goodness! I think if I had to guess, that one's probably Harrison Talon. Watching along with the 17 of Cam Rich. Cam finishing up his lap. He is currently P6 so far. Watching on board right now with Parker Retzlaff. Parker got a little loose off of turn 2. Running high, looking to get the momentum for the next lap. Focusing on getting all he can from this second lap. Off of turn 4, coming to the checkered. And puts it P5. Puts himself in a tie with Carson Lucas. Both cars running an 18.457. Harrison Talon, one of the last cars on track, about to wrap up his second lap. Puts him P12 at an 18.547. And qualification is just about to wrap up. I'm gonna try to bring my broadcast partner into the Yes, Carlos, how you doing tonight?
Hit the wrong
button. How you doing, my friend? What are you looking forward to in this first of our 3 races tonight?
Oh, I'm looking forward to see how many cars can make out of this without getting involved in an incident in races like these. Tends to have people going a little bit over their heads, but it is a fun watch. On the pole here, you mentioned Victor. Oh man, Pfluger. Jay Connor in second, Christopher Shepard third, Carson Lucas in fourth in that 888 machine. Parker Retzlaff qualified in 5th place with Trey Addison in 6th. Caleb Peacock in 7th and Cameron Rich in 8th. Chad Frankenfield qualified 9th and Joshua Osborne in 10th place. Continue for me, please.
Alrighty, and then we have starting 11, Justin Fuller in the 51 and Harrison Talon in the 8. Starting on row 7, we have the 01 of Ryan Gable, who's also in the 8 car, and Dave Huckleberry in the 05. Mark Rabilas in the 3, and Dom Wright in the 1111, who I think is just in as admin. So, as we see everyone already on the starting grid. And yeah, I think this one's gonna be spicy. You know, these mini stocks tend to put on a really great race. You know, they're always some of the most fun to watch at your local short track. And it'll be interesting watching all of them try to fight and seeing what lane will be the lane to work with in here. I feel like it's still gonna probably be fairly bottom dominant. And it's cool to see some Christmas themed cars out there. Of course, we have Caleb Pocock running a Christmas scheme. And we have Dave Huck also doing a whole ranking and back set of schemes for all 3 races tonight. I believe his one tonight is the Bumble. Hopefully we don't see if this Bumble bounces tonight, because yeah, that means Dave's night will probably be cut short if that happens. As we see, looking at the front row, Jay Connor continuing to run an unsponsored car. Maybe someday someone will sponsor him, just like Gavin Higgins. So we see the 15 car field getting ready to go. And the pace car will make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Victor Pfluger released to the restart zone. Green means go. We are underway at 5 flags. A big jump for Jay Connor. He's going to swing out to the lead. Think Victor Pfluger had an issue getting it into gear. He is getting absolutely swamped. Look at that. We're 3 wide going into turn 3. That's something you never want to see here. A disaster start for Pfluger. And he is still losing positions, battling hard with Cale Pocock. No, wait. He is battling hard with one of the Dale Jr. cars. As we see Pocock and Knightson, 2 of the Christmas cars, doing battle. Trey slide up, corner exit, and he is going to lose a spot. Now here comes the 51 of Justin Viller. Cruz Ramirez trying to get another spot. As Pfluger, our pole sitter, continuing to drop spots. I don't know what happened on that initial start, but he is almost dead last right now. Nightmare start for the 80. As we see Huck and Mark Rabilas battling with each other. Ooh. Oh, we're almost 3 wide off of turn 2. Stagger 3, oh boy. Knightson and Pocock and Gable back down to 2 wide. Watching along with former Coke Series driver and, more importantly, current NASCAR O'Reilly Series driver Parker Retzlaff. Whoa! Ryan Gable cut off the nose of Cambridge going into turn 3. Oh, Gable's way high. Oh, Gable hard into the wall. like too much damage for one of the 2-8 cars, but now he's having to hold on. Got Chad Frankenfield to the inside. Ooh, Chad slides up a little bit. Gable almost having to get into the wall again. Meanwhile, Jay Connor continues to lead. Carson Lucas trying to run him down. He's got it down to under half a second. So far things are starting to single file out now, although Gable's not letting Frankenfield run away. He's got Victor Pfluger on the comeback train, trying to recover from the start. Trying to at least get back into the top 10 here. So we're watching along with Pocock and Camridge. Camridge, of course, a very accomplished driver in his own right, one you're very familiar with if you're familiar with any other 3-Wide TV productions. So far, the lead is continuing to come down. Lucas is inching ever so closer to Jay Connor. But Carson has his hands full with Retzlaff right behind. You're Jay Connor. I don't know who you want to look at in your mirror, Lucas or Retzlaff. But he definitely wants to see both of them start battling amongst each other. Retzlaff looks like he's able to exit the corners a little lower than Lucas, and that's giving him a good run out, nailing the exit. Lucas sliding up to the wall a little more. That's costing him a little bit of momentum off of the corner bit by bit. So far, Retzlaff isn't able to take advantage of it. Meanwhile, we got a battle for fourth. Fuller and believe Shepard are battling, and here comes Trey Eidson trying to follow through. Trey lights up a little bit, and he will end up clearing Shepard. Now Shepard has to give up a spot to Cam Rich. Rough couple laps for
battle for second.
Shepard. Oh, here we go. Here's the battle. Retzlaff finally able to get to the inside of Lucas. Carson giving it all he has on the outside. It's not enough. Retzlaff up into P2.
He got there real quick and was able to get that position without really wasting too much time. That's going to be advantageous because there's only 50 laps in this race and we're already on lap 18.
Yeah, that is the last thing you wanted to see if you're the 9 car. Jay was hoping that they'd be side by side for a lot longer. And now he has to hold Retzlaff off for about 31, 32 laps. That's going to be a tall order for Connor. Meanwhile, Pocock and Shepard are battling with each other right now. Pocock able to get by Shepard, continuing to lose spots. Now he's got Frankenfield getting closer and closer with the 80 car right behind him. Meanwhile, the gap up at the front, it's about 3/4 of a second as Rich looking to the inside of Trey Eidson, and he's going to get that pass done fairly easily. Trey looking to the inside, trying to maybe get the crossover going. Not able to do it. Cambridge with a great run so far. Started P8, now up into P5, and not that far away from Justin Fuller.
Right now, Justin Fuller, the biggest mover of the race, up 7 spots, currently in 4th in that number 51 Dynaco machine. So doing a great job, but he's got a bit of a, almost a second to that 3rd place driver of Carson Lucas.
Yeah, Yeah, meanwhile, Fluger and Chad Frankenfield battling for position. Chad got way high off of 4. I thought he was going to hit the wall. He kept it out of the wall, but it was enough for Fluger to get by. But here comes Chad on the crossover. You know Chad never wanted to give up on a battle. Now Fluger has the unenviable position of trying to defend and hold on the outside. It is not easy to do at this place, but he's going to do it. He will hold on and hold off Chad Frankenfield. And meanwhile, while they were doing that, they were still able to gain a little bit of time on Shepard. Shepard, I think, has just absolutely nuked his tires as we are already halfway through this race. Meanwhile, we might be getting another battle with the Christmas cars. Eidson has a whole lot of holly jolly in his mirror. Kale looking to the inside, not going to do it. Now looking to the outside, but I don't know if that was by choice.
Side by side, Cameron Rich and the number 51 of Justin Fuller battling.
Yep, here comes Cam trying to get himself another position. Fuller in the Cruz Ramirez machine, holding on as best as he can. Still side by side. Cam starting to inch closer. Oh, I think Cam slid up a little bit. Almost disaster for both of them, but they stay out of the wall. Oh, Fuller slid up, and that's gonna just about do it for that position. Cam Rich up into P4. But if you're Cam Rich, I think you're gonna need a caution if you're gonna have any hope. He is 2.6 seconds out of the race lead. And speaking of the race lead, Parker Retzlaff has cut that 3/4 second lead in half, about 3/10 behind Jay. You see on the big screen the Christmas cars battle. Kale was able to get by Trey, but Trey wants it back. So close going through 1 and 2. Trey still holds on. Meanwhile, here's Fluger to the inside. Fluger and Frankenfield got by Shepard. Here, Kale, you have to get this pass completed ASAP, otherwise Fluger's gonna get by and he's gonna clear it. Here comes Victor to the inside of the 92. So much speed in that 80 car still. And Trey not able to hold on. Oh, but he pulls a crossover. Great move from Eidson. He almost got that to work on Pocock. He's getting it to work fairly well on Fluger. Once again, if you're Fluger, you have to control this spot ASAP, because here comes Chad right behind Eidson. Meanwhile, back up to the battle for the lead. Look at that. You can hardly see the top of Parker Retzlaff's car. He is so close to Jay. Looking to the inside. And Jay's going to shut the door. Jay's got to be careful. You can only do that so many times before the door is going to be forced open. Jay slides up a little bit, still keeping the 7 car at bay. Meanwhile, further back, Fluger was able to finally clear Eidson, and now Trey battling with Chad, but we continue to watch the battle for the win. 13 laps to go. And this is still the closest Retzlaff has gotten, but not able to get to the inside, not able to make that move. Jay doing a fantastic job holding Parker Retzlaff behind. as we look and see the battle between Frankenfield and Eidson taking place. Chad trying to get the move done, but Trey has found something on that higher line.
Oh, side by side
here
for
we
the
go!
lead.
Side by side for the lead! Red slap to the inside! Not quite able to clear. Jay holding on. He clears now. Jay trying to pull the crossover like we'd seen Eidson do, but not quite close, but he is all over. Oh, Red Slap going defensive. Made that little earlier entrance into the corner, and that completely killed any hopes of Connor getting that crossover done. Trey still trying to give it one last shot, but I don't think he's going to do it. Meanwhile, double vision on your screen as the two Dale Jr. cars battle. And another battle, this one for third. Rich and Lucas. Cam Rich gonna get it done up into P3. What a drive from Cam Rich. From 8th to 3rd, one of your biggest movers, as we're looking at the biggest mover of Fuller hanging on to the top 5. Meanwhile, up front, Red Slap is starting to pull away from Jay. It's about, I'd say, maybe a car length. Jay not going away. But he might need something drastic to happen to that 7 if he is going to try to take the lead back. Parker able to be real smooth through these corners. As here we go, Chad and Trey have not stopped battling at all whatsoever. Chad still cannot get the pass done. Trey so good on that outside lane. Still side by side off of the corner. And Chad's maybe thinking about tucking back in. Still side by side, and still Trey prevails. Man, this battle is incredible. It feels like it's been going on for ages as we go back to the battle for the lead. Jay Connor agonizingly close. Here we have 2 laps to go from 5 flags. Coming out of turn 4, white flag, 1 lap to go. Jay Connor, if he has anything left in that 9, he's got to give it, but I don't think he can. It was a great run from Jay, but ultimately it's not going to be enough. Coming out of turn 4, Parker Retzlaff will win the Snowman 50. Connor in 2nd, Cam Rich in 3rd, and here's the battle at the line. Oh, there's contact between Trey and Chad, and it's going to be Chad. Oh man, what a great race from these guys. Now, I'm curious if Parker is going to be able to get this thing to burnout. I don't know if you can do a burnout in these mini stocks. Right now, just parked right at start-finish line. Alrighty, we are waiting for our race winner to hop into the Discord. And there he is.
In here, let's go ahead and bring him on up. Here you go, man.
Sir. Parker, James in the booth, you got a copy.
I got you.
Man, what a run. You were on rails seemingly that entire race. You were just able to get that car to work so well, and specifically just carrying a lot better exit off of the corner than everyone else, it seemed.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a clue what was going on at the beginning of practice. I was kind of confused. I've never really drove this car a lot, so it was kind of a learning curve when practice started, and then qualifying. I felt like I had a pretty good lap, and I was fifth. So then I just decided for the first probably 20 or so laps, I was going to try and see if I could just save the right front tire and hopefully have a little bit more than everyone else there for the last half of the race. And it worked out really well for me. Jay put up a really good fight and a really good race with him, and happy with our result and ready to go into the street stock race.
Yeah, you mentioned tire saving. That's exactly what it looked like. You were able to just take it easy a little bit, and you just had so much more pace than everyone else in the closing laps.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really drive this car much, so I didn't know what you actually want. I just decided I wasn't leading and I could just, try a couple of things and see if it worked. And I seen that they were starting to fall back to me, so I just decided to keep doing it and just not really push unless I could get the spot.
And finally, what are your expectations going into the final two races tonight with the street stocks and the late model stock?
Yeah, I mean, I think the races are only going to get harder. I know that everyone has a lot more experience in the street stock, so I think it's going to be a lot more, even. I think that you'll see a very good race, and then especially the late model stock race later tonight. I think that you're going to see a lot of more people that race that a lot more often show up, and should be also a very good race.
Alrighty, well, any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give before we let you go prepare for the streeters?
Yeah, I mean, I just have to thank, really everyone who supports my iRacing and real life racing career from Funkaway and Visual Pack, and that's really it.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Parker, and hopefully we're talking to you again in at least another 50 laps here.
All right, that's the goal. Thank you.
Alright, there is your winner of the Snowman 50, Parker Retzlaff. And, well, Carlos, what were your thoughts about our first race tonight? These little mini stalkers put on a heck of a show.
I'm very proud of all the drivers that showed up and competed in this first race because they all ran a very clean race. No cautions, no issues. I don't even think I even saw anybody spin out. Clean racing throughout the field. A couple of drivers still battling side by side at the very end. So there were battles throughout. Even while some came and went, there was always a battle going on in the race, and it was a phenomenal race. We saw strategy. We saw some of these drivers kind of stand back and then go forward. Drivers start strong and then fade back. So very good to see. Very good opening start for this week's race. And can't wait to see what we got going on next. I don't believe we have anybody else queued up for interviews.
Nope.
I don't see anybody else. So here's what's going to happen, guys. We're going to go ahead and go on a bit of a break while we wait for the next session to go up and live. And then once we do, we'll continue right from here. So don't leave. Just if you need to go to the bathroom, go get some water, get some food. Go ahead and do that. We'll be back here with race number 2 very soon.
Ho ho ho! Welcome back, and we are getting ready for race 2 of tonight here for the Winter Derby proceedings. The Santa Claus 50, this time with the street stocks. As you see, qualifications are getting started as we speak. Real quick, Carlos, what are you looking forward to for this race?
Well, I really want to see if we can keep the momentum going and have another caution-free race. That first one was a blast. You know, we had racing throughout, so it wasn't like people were just single file. So that's why nobody had an issue. There was a lot of racing. I want to see that continue here in this second race. I want to see some. We got a couple of new drivers. I see Sam Boutwell, Morgan Faxius, and I believe Gavin Higgins wasn't here last time. So interesting to see if we get more people, and also who can come back. Can we get a new winner, or are we gonna have a repeat winner? Actually, is Parker still here? He is. I don't know if we can get a back-to-back winner, but you know, only time will tell.
Yes, sir. The pole sitter right now is currently Christopher Shepard at a 18.016.
Interesting to note, Justin Fuller had the most positions gained last race. Currently P2. Is he going to be able to get that lead very quickly, or is he more of a top 5 guy?
Yeah, we shall see. Well, unfortunately for Trey Eitzen, he spun on one of his laps coming off of turn 2. We're on board with Cameron Rich sitting third, currently about to finish up his second lap. Well, big sideways for Rich, power slide off of turn 4. That did not help out his speed, but damn, was that cool to watch. On board with Parker Retzlaff on his second lap. Coming across the line. New quick time, Parker Retzlaff with a 17.931. Oh man, meanwhile, Joshua Osborne just absolutely died on his second lap. Watching with J.A. Connor, runner-up in the Snowman 50. Puts it in P4 with an 18.021. Carson Lucas puts his 888 car P3 with an 18.003. And that looks like it's gonna do it. Currently, there doesn't seem to be any more cars on track.
Yeah, we just gotta wait out the clock to finish. We do have 2 drivers that have not posted a time. Dominic Wright, who actually I believe is race control, and
correct.
Harrison Talion has not gone on track yet.
And thankfully, Ryan and Harry are in 2 different paints tonight.
That's good.
So we'll be able to tell them apart this time.
$30 seconds
Yeah,
left, guys.
It's going to be interesting to see how the street stocks deal with it. I feel like it's going to be a much different race because to me, the street stocks tend to get looser as opposed to the mini stocks that really tighten up over the course of the run. I think we might see a lot more drifting and power sliding, and dare I say, unfortunately, maybe a spin or 2. We shall see. But here we are. Qualifications have officially wrapped up, and we are going to cut to the starting grid. And your pole sitter is the 2 of Parker Retzlaff with the 0-1 of Ryan Gable next to him. Row 2 will feature the 888 of Carson Lucas with the 19 of Christopher Shepard. The 9 of Jay Connor and the 51 of Justin Fuller encompass row 3. Row 4 features the 17 of Cam Rich and the 66 of Cale Pocock. Victor Pfluger in the 80 and Trey Eidson in the 92 round out the top 10. Gavin Higgins in the 20 and Chad Frankenfield in the 15, row 6. Dave Huckleberry in the Heat Miser 52 next to Morgan Faxis in the 77 on row 7. Mark Urbilas in the 99 and Joshua Osborne in the 07 on row 8. Row 9 features the 47 of Sam Boutwell and our race control. And then Harrison Talon in the 8 rounding out the field.
Question for you. Are you Mr. Heatmeister or are you Mr. Snowmeister?
You know, this would be the time where I probably come up with some great reference or break into one of the songs. But I haven't seen that special in so long, I hardly remember anything out of those two. That's like the one Rankin and Bass Christmas special that me and my folks don't watch on a yearly basis. So yeah, Dave not giving me an opportunity to make some sort of goofy reference this time.
Alright. Alright, well, another question is, what's your favorite Christmas special?
Ooh, that is a tough one. I think you gotta go. Oh, it's a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, same here. Charlie Brown Christmas special. That's every year I have to watch it.
Yeah, the Peanuts ones just hit different. Especially It's a Great Pumpkin. My folks and I still say, I got a rock. Way too often. But speaking of rocks, we're about to rock and roll as we are now 1 to green here. So it'll be interesting to see Parker Retzlaff up here in the pole. Obviously, it wasn't that much of an issue him getting to the lead from P5, but now with him starting P1, it's going to be a lot harder for everyone else to try and take the win here in the Santa Claus 50. This pace car makes the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Parker Retzlaff will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go, and we are underway at 5 flags. Good jump for Retzlaff. Gable trying to hold serve on the outside, try to hold on to P3. Carson Lucas, or P2, and Carson Lucas, he's P3, he wants P2, he's gonna get it, and now, oh, we're gonna be 3 wide for the lead! Oh, we got a caution! Our first caution of the night. I think that might be Josh.
That's Jay.
No, that's Jay Connor. Jay Connor around. Meanwhile, that came out at a fantastic time for, oh, it looks like Parker Retzlaff is going to be put back into the lead.
Oh, a little checkup.
Oh, that's why. That's why we got the caution. Oh, no, the caution sounds like it was for Morgan Faxis, and this happened right when the caution came out. Contact in the back of Carson Lucas from Ryan Gable. Not quite sure who's responsible. Yeah, here's the caution. Faxis get loose. Oh, got hit by Sam Boutwell.
Oh, so they were checking up because of the caution.
Yeah, I guess so. That is major unfortunate. That is a terrible break for Carson Lucas because he had just taken the lead with that epic move, taking it 3 wide going down into turn 1. And now he's going to be restarting 4th. And that also sent Jay Connor all the way to the back. Yeah, that is rough. Tally is going to Morgan Faxis. Not sure if we're going to get anything on that checkup incident with the leaders. Well, Carlos, we got through about 51 laps green for all of our festivities tonight.
Well, I cannot complain about that. I'm very proud of these guys, and hopefully here's to another 53 more laps of caution-free racing.
Amen. But here we go. We are 1 to green. Everyone doubled up once again. As we see the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Parker Retzlaff will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at 5 flags. Huge jump for Retzlaff, and it looks like Justin Fuller, rather, is going to follow him through into 2nd. Not a good restart for Shepard on the front row, and he falls back to 3rd. Carson Lucas trying to fight on the outside, get back to single file. He's trying to see if he can get back and take the lead again. It's going to be tough trying not to get freight trained. Let's see, the battle really starting to heat up here. Cameron Rich is also making his way up to the front. Rich so far sitting in P4. Again, making up a good amount of positions on this initial start from his from his starting space, just like he did in the first race. Meanwhile, Higgins and Pocock are battling. Oh, Kale got the wall a little bit. He's going to just about give the spot to Higgins as Kale goes way wide. Lets Eidson by and almost lets Chad by. And Chad's going to clear the 66. Pocock falls all the way down to P10. Now we got a battle up here between Shepard and I believe Carson Lucas. Lucas knocking on the back door of Cameron Rich. We know that Triple Eight car has some pace. Just trying to get by the 17. To the inside, not able to do anything with that run. Meanwhile, Retzlaff not running away. Justin Fuller staying close. But he's going to have his hands full with Cameron Rich. Rich is right there all over the back of the 51. Whoa, meanwhile, Chad big sideways off of turn 2. He's going to give a run to Jay Connor. Whoa, Chad sideways again. Jay having to go way high trying to avoid it, and that's actually going to lose him a spot to Pocock. Task failed successfully for Chad. Got loose, but it ended up saving him a spot. As now Jay's going to officially lose that position to Kale. That is just some bad luck if you're Jay Connor. Continuing the bad luck from early on in this race. Meanwhile, we are watching the battle between Harrison Talon and Dave Huck. Heat visor starting to heat up the rear of that 8 car. As we look back to the front of the race, and once again, no one's pulling away from each other. Say barely car length lead for Retzlaff. Fuller's starting to get himself a smidge of breathing room as Rich still has to worry about Carson Lucas. Meanwhile, here's Victor Pfluger. Pfluger not quite the starting spot he was hoping for this race after getting the pole for the Snowman. But a good run for Pfluger, up 4 spots in the top 5 and digging for more. And it's interesting, you're starting to see the difference in lines from everyone. That's the thing about Five Flags is you do have different ways to go around these corners. You see some guys will opt for that late dive in, kind of run high and then cut down and try the straight shot. Some will just immediately turn in ASAP and just absolutely wrap the pit road wall. So we're seeing a lot of differences with how these drivers are tackling this track, this difficult track. Five Flags Speedway is not for the faint of the heart, especially right here in Turn 4. Turn 4, to me, is so unbelievably difficult because it feels like the track just kind of falls away. Like you feel like you drive off a shelf and the car just goes straight up into the wall. And if you're not factoring that in, and if you're not careful, you're going to go straight into that wall. So far, no one really making contact with that wall yet. See Rich starting to really hike up that entry into turn 1. Almost gave Lucas the opportunity to stick the nose in. Did it in 3 and 4 as well. He's invulnerable, but it definitely does give him a good run off of the corner. As Fuller continues to hound Parker Retzlaff, but not close enough to where he can actually try to make a move on the race leader. So far, not as many moves being made in this one. Everyone seems to be pretty equal. See a little further in the back, Kevin Higgins really trying to work on getting by Christopher Shepard. Trey Eidson is behind the 20. Trey with another Christmas scheme paint.
Whoa!
Whoa! Sideways for Gavin Higgins. Wheeling that Monte Carlo, but that's going to give an opportunity for Trey Eidson. Trey all over. Man, you cannot get any closer. Oh, there he is, deep to the inside. Trey Eidson trying to get the pass done on Higgins.
Oh,
there's
no!
contact. Oh, Higgins having to hold on to it. What a save by the 20. I think there was a little bit of a checkup getting by. I'm not sure if that's a lap car that they went by or Christopher Shepard. Well, that ended up being 3 wide right at the last minute, and that was near disaster for Higgins. Oh boy. And it was not Christopher Shepard. I'm not entirely sure who the car that they passed was. Oh, speaking of pass, Fluger to the inside of Carson Lucas. Here we go. Side by side off of 4. Lucas giving it all she's got on the outside. Fluger just about has him cleared. Lucas is still going to hang on the quarter panel just a bit, but he's got to be careful. He might be losing some more spots here, as here comes Shepard trying to stick the nose in, but Lucas is going to try the crossover. Oh, and Fluger shuts the door. But crucially for Lucas, he gets back single file. 4 now, but here comes Shepard to the inside. Oh, we're going to be 3 wide. Here comes Trey Eidson to the inside. Oh, boy. Whoop. And Trey's not going to be able to get it done. He's going to lose some momentum. And here comes Higgins making it 3 wide now. Whoa, oh, man, they're leaning on each other. My goodness me, how they stay together, I have no idea. Lucas is still holding on. He has been side by side for, it feels like, an eternity. And he's gonna still try to hang on to the outside of Eidson. But now here comes Gavin Higgins as Lucas gets sideways. Higgins dives it on to the inside. That allows Eidson to run away. Whoa! Oh man, there was almost some more contact between those two. Carson Lucas is absolutely getting bodied these last few laps. Goes high, Higgins gonna clear. And now does Chad join the party? But Lucas pulling the crossover on Higgins. Oh, and he got loose, and here comes Chad now. Poor Carson Lucas is getting freight trained. And there goes Frankenfield. Now does Jay Connor join him? We got a car up high. It's Morgan Faxas. Let the lead lap cars go on their way. You see that 888 is still getting loose. He's had to burn so much right rear trying to battle for these positions. As Jay Connor trying to join those that have gotten by the 888. Meanwhile, Higgins has Frankenfield to worry about. Chad all over the back of the 20. Sticking the nose in there, and he's there. Frankenfield to the inside of Higgins. Meanwhile, you're not missing anything up front. Parker Retzlaff starting to eke out the gap as these two are leaning on each other. A big battle for P7 right now. Chad just about has him cleared. No. As we see more battling, Fluger and Shepard. Oh, way high for Fluger. That's going to cost him that spot and cost him maybe another spot to Eidson. Meanwhile, you see in the back, Frankenfield cleared Higgins. Fluger trying the crossover on Eidson. He's got the nose and he's got the space. Ooh, Fluger not able to hold on to it. There goes Trey Eidson by. As we are 2 laps to go. Parker Retzlaff starting to run away with this one. Not a whole lot Justin Fuller can do right now. Coming off of turn 4. White flag. 1 lap to go in race 2 here at 5 Flags. Another dominant performance from the two of Parker Retzlaff. He won the Snowman, and now he's going to win the Santa Claus 150. Parker Retzlaff will win at Five Flags once again. Fuller in second, Rich, Shepard, and Trey Einstein round out the top 5. And a great battle between Rabilas and Talon, and Harry's going to get him at the line.
Another fantastic race. One small hiccup there, but the rest of the race went caution-free, and that's what I like to see. The guy settled in there after that restart, and then at the very end, they started to get some more side-by-side battles, and it was very hard to see where the battles were there in that those last 10, 15 laps.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward for most of it. And then the last 20 laps, it all went crazy with side-by-side battle after battle. Final results, Parker Retzlaff, your winner from Justin Fuller and Cameron Rich. Christopher Shepard and Trey Eisen round out the top 5. Victor Pfluger, Chad Frankenfield, Gavin Higgins, Jay Connor, and Cale Pocock round out the top 10. Carson Lucas, Ryan Gable, Harrison Talon, Mark Rabilas, and Joshua Osborne, the top 15. And then Dave Huck, Morgan Faxis, and Sam Boutwell round out your results for the Santa Claus 50.
All right, so we have 2 interviews to get over, and let's go ahead and start with the Santa Claus 50 winner.
Yes, sir. Well, Parker, long time no see.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to start the first 2 races. So just happy with how that went. We had a little bit of contact there, and I went from first to I think 4th, and then right back to first with them wrecking for the lead. So I went from losing the lead in one corner to gaining it back. So just an overall, it was a pretty clean race, and I just had to do everything I could to make sure I could stay in front of Justin there.
Yeah, what was going through your mind when you saw all 3 of them go around to your inside right there?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I didn't expect it to be so aggressive so early, and, you know, he just moved me a little bit, but, I mean, overall, it's all good, you know, fun racing, and, you know, I'm excited for the next one here.
Yeah, what are your thoughts going into that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think, my thoughts were that just, I expected it to be a little calm just because the street tuck does kind of, you know, the rear tires do get a little bit worn. So I try to save a little bit, but just knowing how aggressive everyone went, I went probably a little bit harder than I should have. But I just tried to give myself enough of a gap to be safe for the whole race.
Alrighty, well, another dominant performance from you tonight. Once again, any more sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you have to give?
No, just Visual Pack and Funk Oil like before.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Parker, and hopefully we're talking to you again in another 100 laps or so.
That's the goal, thank you.
Alrighty, there is your back-to-back race winner. And now, like Carlos said, we're going to get an interview with Chad. James in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and start off and talk about how your night's going so far. It's been some good runs for you and involved in a lot of great battles there.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's been fun. You know, these races are always fun to be a part of. It's just a good way to end the year.
Absolutely. And what's it like having to put together and run events like this? You know, there's a lot of moving parts with getting everyone where they need to be and just setting up everything to be as smooth as possible, and then that's not even factoring it in actually competing in them and trying to get the best finishes you can get.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of work on the back end, but we've been doing this stuff now for so long. It's kind of just second nature. We have we always have a good group of guys that comes out and runs our events, and whether it's our full-time guys or guys that are that show up just for these type of events. Everybody kind of respects each other really well, and it's typically really good, clean racing. So far it's been that way. We'll see how it goes tonight in this race, but
Yeah, obviously it's a lot harder to lean on each other in these cars than the mini stock and the street stock. But how do you fancy your chances tonight trying to get the Snow Bash 100 and get some good momentum into Wednesday?
really, I'm not too worried about my results in any of this, to be honest. That's more or less just um, stay busy, get some laps in, work on some stuff, tire wear, stuff like that. I don't really get to run. I don't really get to run official ever, so um, running in these type of events helps. Just prepare for the season that comes up here in a couple weeks, and um, yeah, it's really just more fun than anything. I mean, there's nothing really on the line tonight. I mean, it's just for there's no points. There's not a season-long points battle going on. You can kind of just come out and run laps. But just want to thank everybody for showing up and coming out. We're gonna have a big packed entry list for Wednesday. I think probably our strongest field yet. So yeah, I mean it's exciting to be a part of. I just want to thank all the drivers for coming out and being respectful and handling this professionally, and obviously Elite Racing Network. It's our season never really ends with the ERN crew. I mean, tomorrow Arcus starts back up again, so just shout out to everybody at ERN for doing what they've been doing.
Alrighty, well, we sure do appreciate you, Chad, and hopefully we're talking to you again in another 100 laps or so.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Alrighty, and Carlos, what are your closing thoughts on another good 50 laps there from our street stock drivers?
The momentum just keeps going. Slight hiccup, like I mentioned earlier, but still some phenomenal racing. And we got one more race coming up here in a little bit. We're going to do the same thing that we did last time. We're going to go a little bit of Radio Silence while we get ourselves and everybody set up. And then coming up, we're going to have ourselves a fantastic finish to already fantastic night.
Hello, welcome back, and it's the last race of tonight's pre-Winter Derby festivities. It is the Snow Bash 100 with the late model stock cars. I'm James Watson, continue to be joined with my broadcast partner, Carlos Acasa. Carlos, 2 good races so far. How do you think this third and final one's going to go?
This one's going to be a real challenge for some of these cars. I've been seeing them in practice, and it might be a little bit too much for some of them, but, we got a good group of drivers. A couple of names I'm familiar with, a couple of names I'm not, but I'm optimistic. We've had 2 great first races, and I'm hoping we can finish this third one off in a fantastic fashion. So, 100 laps, the biggest race of the night. And, well, listen, do you think we're going to have a back-to-back-to-back race day sweep, or do you think we're going to have a brand new winner here tonight?
We'll see. Anything's possible at this point. Right now, your provisional pole sitter is the 51 of Justin Fuller at a 16.741. And the winner of the first 2 races, Parker Retzlaff, is just now making his way off of pit road to start his qualifying laps. Is new quick time, Andy Trupiano with a 16.739. He takes over the top spot right now. We have most of the field putting in their times already. Retzlaff completes his first lap. 17 flat right now. As here he comes off of the final corner. What's it gonna be? Only P5 it looks like at a 16.826. So far it continues to be Trupiano as the pole sitter. Not too many cars left on the racetrack right now. Oh, actually, it looks like timing and scoring was actually a little bit delayed because new quick time. Parker Retzlaff does in fact jump to the top spot at a 16.733. Pips Trupiano by 6 thousandths of a second. It's incredibly close with our top 3. Just a grand total of 8 thousandths separate these 3. Meanwhile, we do have a couple cars on track right now. Watching, not quite sure which car that is.
Italian.
That is Harry on track right now. And that does it for qualifying.
Excuse me.
As we see everyone make their way out onto the grid. Your pole sitter, of course, the 2 of Parker Retzlaff with the 38 of Andy Trupiano next to him on the front row. Justin Fuller in the 51 and Carson Lucas in the 888 round out row 2. Trey Eidson in the 92 and Cameron Rich in the 17 on row 3. Ryan Gable in the 01 and Ryan Borges in the 42 on row 4. Rounding out the top 10 is the 70 of Jesse Racimus and the 66 of Cale Pocock. Alex Coffey in the 26 and the 19 of Christopher Shepard on row 6. Gavin Higgins in the 20 and James Daring in the 09 on row 7. Harrison Talon in the 8 and Darren Staff in the 45 on row 8. Row 9 features the 9 of Jay Connor and the 41 of Corey Moore. Victor Fluger in the 80 and Matt Patterson in the 12 round out the top 20. Carter Menard in the 55 and Noah Brown in the 65 on row 11. Martin Morales in the 99 and Chad Frankenfield in the 15 on row 12. Sam Boutwell in the 47 and Dave Huckleberry in the 52.
Whoa, that's not Mr. Heatmeister.
No, it's Mr. Coldmiser. Joshua Osborne in the 07. And then rounding out the field is Coop Reed in the 14 and Jake Neely in the 98. And we are pulling off from the grid. Well, this one's going to be an interesting one. These cars don't seem to be able to lean on each other as much as we talked about earlier. And with how high the rears are off the ground, just a little bit of front-to-back contact to lift the rear of these cars off the track and send them spinning. So, I hate to say this, Carlos, but I just get a feeling that this one might not be as clean as we've seen the first two.
Yeah, well, we can only hope. You know, we've had 2 great races, and I hope it continues.
Here's hoping. Meanwhile, Coop Reed, it looks like, has already left the building. So unfortunate for the 14. But here we go. The pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Parker Retzlaff will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We are underway at 5 flags. Good jump for Retzlaff. Meanwhile, Tribbiano is doing everything he can to hold on to P2, but Justin Fuller has a lot to say about that. Looked like a good corner for Tribbiano, but he's going to lose some space, and here comes Fuller back to the inside. We're all kinds of double file behind as Retzlaff is trying to run away. Cipriano is making some major pace on that outside. Almost got to the outside of Retzlaff. Man, he is not giving it up, and it is great to see. A lot of cars are not giving up. So much side-by-side racing still, but Cipriano slides up a lane. It's going to cost him some speed, you would think, but it did not. Major momentum carried off the corner for that 38. But much to his chagrin, Justin Fuller will not give it in. We're starting to single file out for most of this field except up here in the top 5. Lucas and Cipriano continue to try to make this high side work, trying to hold on to their spots. Meanwhile, Retzlaff has not pulled away at all whatsoever. He has got maybe a few inches, if that. Cipriano almost got to the outside of him again. And he is to the outside, side by side for the lead off of 4. Cipriano way out in front, just about has him cleared. And it looks like he might have him cleared. He does. Heck of a drive by Andy Cipriano to hold tough on the outside and get the lead. And Lucas, he's going to clear and jump to the inside of Cipriano, and he's going to take the lead. What a great move by Cipriano, just immediately got shown up by Carson Lucas. Incredible stuff.
I think that's the first time Parker Retzlaff has been passed in this race. In any of the races, actually.
Yeah, he was the one doing all the passing in the Snowman, driving up from 5th to 1st. He got passed for a second there on lap 1 of the Santa Claus, but got it back because of Lucas and everyone else's issues. But this time, just not able to hold on to the lead, and he might be losing another spot here. Because it looks like Trey Eitzen is going to go around.
That's telling me Parker's planning for this to go long, because they have no sets of tires. So what these guys run is gonna be what they have. If they burn their set of tires and they get a late caution, that's gonna be it for some of these guys. Meanwhile, drivers like Parker, who's dropping out of 5th, but
oh, we got a car going around, Noah Brown, and the caution is out. Oh boy, that ended up being a lot better than what I thought it was gonna be. Got
some help from Chad.
Yeah, and then car behind him was able to straighten him back out. Not quite sure who hit him, but that ended up helping Noah quite a bit.
That was a 19.
19 of Chris Shepard. Sam Boutwell also has some fairly significant right front damage as well. Unfortunate for our co-race control of the Belly Up Cup Series. Well, there is our first caution of this race and second caution of the night. But yeah, it was funny, Carlos, when you started talking about the tire saving, I was literally about to start talking about the same thing. And you get real worried for 2 leaders of Lucas and Cipriano, because they were pushing hard, trying to make all that pace on the outside to hold on to their spots and clear it. So I'm going to be worried about these two as the race goes on, because 5 Flags is not kind to tires. This is a small but a very high load and high speed short track. So the right fronts and the right rears, more specifically the right fronts, honestly, they get put into some hard punishment. So we'll see how this changes exactly. And we're probably going to see even more pushing from Cipriano, as he's going to be back into the outside front row. So not the spot he wants to be in again, as the pace car makes a hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Carson Lucas will lead us to the restart zone, and Kareem means we're back underway at 5 Flags. Ooh, you're right. That is close. I could not tell from the initial view. We'll see what race control has to say on that.
Meanwhile, I think it was pretty clear.
Cipriano looks like he was able to clear into P2. He's got Eitzen trying to run him down. Retzlaff continues to fall back, giving up spots, trying to nurse these tires home. This is the toughest thing as a driver when you're having to conserve tires, because you're literally going against our programming as race car drivers. We're supposed to be going forward and passing cars. So letting cars by, oh, that just feels so alien. But you gotta stick with it. You gotta tell yourself, hey, I'm gonna get them back later. It's all good. Meanwhile, Jesse Racimus and Alex Coffey are side by side. Jesse in the 70 doing a great job holding. Oh, goes a little wide there. I think wider than what he wanted to. And that's going to let Coffey clear. Ooh, just barely. Meanwhile, Racimus has Darren Staff to worry about. Ooh, Jesse just barely keeping the tip of the nose to the outside of Coffee. It's a good thing Coffee saw it, because if he tried to go up to the wall, that probably would have been caution number 2. And speaking of Coffee, he's now trying to make his way past Parker Retzlaff. You know, this is the one thing that Retzlaff has to worry about, is that you can't get too far back. You can't let too many people go ahead of you, because, yeah, you'll pass them later with the fresh tires, but passing cars takes time, and you might run out of laps. You know, we're coming to about 76 laps to go. 76 laps is not a long time here at Five Flags. See a good battle between Daring and Gavin Higgins. Looks like Daring's going to get the spot on Higgins, and now Corey Moore is going to follow. But Higgins has actually got close to getting back to the outside of Daring. Ooh, almost contact between Higgins and Moore. And Higgins is going to jump down in front of the 41. As meanwhile, Frankenfield is all over the back of Carter Menard. Oh, there's contact! Jesse Racimus! Ryan Borges going around. Oh my goodness! Oh, Ryan Borges on the front, and we got a parking lot on the front straightaway. Oh my goodness!
Oh, it's the biggest wreck of the night.
Expensive. Oh, we burned all of our goodwill from only one caution on this one by nuking half the field. Oh my goodness me. Man, I'm not quite sure what started that. I think there was a checkup that Jesse Racimus had to check up and got hit from behind, and like what I said earlier, yeah, got knocked, had the rear pushed up off the ground from Ryan Borges, sent him around, and nowhere to go for everyone. And you saw Ryan Borges was on his side for a moment there. That's an onboard I want to look at. Yeah, check up from, I think, Darren Staff. I think Jesse made a little bit of contact with Staff. Checked up. No time for Ryan Borges to do anything.
Oh, Chad got punted in the rear and hit the outside
Yeah,
wall.
and then look at this! On the side, gets shoved into the wall.
Oh, man, the 07 as well.
Oh, man, yeah, Joshua Osborne got a colonoscopy right there on the front straightaway.
Oh, man.
Oh, Lord. Oh. Seeing it on board with Ryan Borges, and oh, what a ride for the 42.
On board with Cameron Rich.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Cam was the one that put Ryan on his side. Then he got almost put on his side right there. Unfortunate for Cam. Hoy. That was a doozy, but already we are back to 1 to green.
Unfortunately, Borges was the only one that had to go down pit road. He took a tow. Everyone else is still out there moving around in their own power without a meatball flag.
Yeah, a lot less disastrous than what we would have expected, as we see the pace car make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Carson Lucas will lead us back to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway here in Pensacola. Big jump by Lucas, and once again, Cipriano is back to trying to hold serve on the outside. He got clear almost immediately the last time. Not so lucky this time around, as Eitzen is all over, and Trey almost clears. He might have him cleared this time. Oh my goodness! Victor Fluger was up in the catch fence. My goodness! These are some violent wrecks we're seeing tonight. Holy crackers, look at this one. This is going to be another onboard we got to see. Oh, he got hit. Was that Chad that hit him? My God! He scraped his roof on the wall.
I don't know if that was necessarily Chad's fault,
Oh,
but he was involved again, unfortunately.
yeah. God, what a hit.
Oh, there was a checkup from the 52, and then Victor kind of went down to maybe try to get to the inside. Unfortunately, Chad was there and came up and hit the 12. 12 again involved in another incident here tonight.
Like, what? What a hit.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't help but be in awe of that.
Yeah, Victor doing a dark slide up against the guardrail. And he's back. He is actually driving. He's on track.
Nope, he just
excuse
retired.
me. Sorry, I got the wrong. I was looking at the wrong numbers. I thought he was driving at 34 miles an hour. If any of these drivers who have crashed out, if you guys are watching the broadcast, and you guys want to have a quick chat about what went on in the night, or just talk about who you want to give thanks to, feel free to come into the Infield Care Center, and when we get a chance, we will bring you up.
Meanwhile, we are under our third caution. I believe we're gonna be, yep, 1 to green. Chad is given the tally for that incident.
Okay.
Yeah, not quite sure how I would rule there, but the 15 getting the EOL. Meanwhile, the pace car will make the hard left-hand turn on a pit road once again. Carson Lucas leads us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway here at Five Flags. Now it's Andy Tribuano's opportunity to try to get by Eitzen and get back into second. Trey doing a good job. Oh, big move from Darren Stapp to jump down to the bottom in front of the 66.
That's my driver.
Oh! Cam Pocock gets turned around into the wall. Man, not quite sure what sent the 66 around.
Doesn't look too bad, though. He might be okay.
Yeah, all things considered, not too bad, especially compared to some of the other cars out there. Let's see. Ooh, looks like he might have got a little loose and then came down just ever so slightly in front, down into, I think that might have been Carter Menard.
That one may have been a bit worse than I actually initially thought.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard hit, especially in the front. Like you saw the rear of that 66 car pop up.
We have a driver that's missing their left side number. He's got it on the right side, but he's missing that pink. I can't quite see what number that is.
Huh. Going full Pittsburgh Steelers, I guess, with only having it on one side.
You say it was? Menard. Right behind Darren Staff. You can see right here, that black left side, no number, but on the right side when the camera pans over, oh, we just had it. The camera pans on over here, right here, pick number 35.
Maybe
you know what it was? You know, I think I heard a fan saying that they got a free number vinyl. I think maybe it just flew off while they were getting up to speed.
Or maybe it was torn off in the major front stretch calamity there.
That could be true. I went to
But
green this
here
time
we are.
by. Here we go.
Yes, sir. And Andy Cipriano, for his efforts, gets put back on the outside front row again.
I'll say this. The way things are going, if it keeps in this pattern of running a couple laps and then caution comes out, then Lucas, Trupiano, Edson, Gavel, Fuller, they're all in a fantastic position, especially those front guys, because they were just going. They got to the front, and now the cautions are coming out, and they don't have to save their tires.
Absolutely is. We are back underway here at Five Flags, and a great jump from Tripuano. But he couldn't come down because he wasn't past the finish line, and now that's gonna give. I think, is that Gavel to the inside taking the spot? Right,
No, Gavel's on the outside.
Okay, it was hard to tell from there. It is in fact Trey Edson, and Trey is back up into P2. Meanwhile, if you're Parker Retzlaff, what do? You were falling back trying to save tire, and now we're almost halfway through this thing, and you're running 6. I think it's gotta be go time if you're the 2, as Trupiano is hardcore falling back now. He was not able to get clear, and he is just getting freight trained. There goes Retzlaff, and he jumps down in front of the 26 of Coffee. And he'll get the spot. Now can he go back at Parker Retzlaff? Retzlaff up into P5 and looking to the inside of Gavel. Whoa! Meanwhile, we're side by side. It looks like Boutwell and Joshua Osborne. Looks like Osborne was able to get the spot off of Sam. Meanwhile, back up front, Trey Edson is really starting to hound Lucas. Justin Fuller lurking in the background. While Sam Boutwell is now battling with Jesse Racimas. Jesse trying to fight back from all the spots he lost from that calamity on the front straightaway. Whoa!
Oh.
Big sideways for the 98. He's going to hold. What a save from Jake Neely. That was nearly caution number 5.
And a beautiful
See
Christmas
him
screen.
that absolutely is. He's battling with the 99 now. Seamus and Higgins. Jesse's going to get the spot on Gavin. Sam's doing a great job with a car that is not looking too good. That is some significant front end damage on the 47. But it's not driving like it's that bent up. Meanwhile, we see Ryan Gavel all over Justin Fuller trying to get up into the top 3. And Gable's got the 2 of Parker Retzlaff all. Ooh, Neely hard into the outside wall off of 2. Whoa, contact between Moore and Boutwell. Stay clean and green for now. Retzlaff starting to get more aggressive. He's really looking to the inside of Gable. Because Gable almost had a lane on Justin Fuller. 51 slid up just a little bit, but not enough for Gable to take advantage. Looks like Moore will get clear about, well, Neely trying to follow suit. And as you saw on the top screen, Retzlaff gets by Ryan Gable up into fourth. Pole sitter is making his way back, but how does he have enough time to get to the lead? We are now under 40 laps to go here in the Snow Bash 100.
Oh, Chad!
Whoa, contact! Sam and Chad! Big hit for the 15! Oh, man,
to be a fly in the admin's chat for this one.
Oh, boy. Well, we'll see how this changes the complexion of the race. I think that might be a big bad break for the pole sitter. And here we go. Here's the replay. And
I think
I don't
Sam
know.
maybe got loose on the exit.
Yeah, it looks like Sam had a decent amount of space from the outside wall.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, Chad's
yeah,
coming
you
up a
see-
little, but I think Sam mostly gets loose and has to chase it down.
yeah, and it's tough to put that on Chad just because of the amount of room that Sam does have on the outside. Ha! Ha! Ha!
They put it on Chad?
No, but Dom accidentally gave the EOL to Chad. And there is much rejoicing in the radio chat.
Oh, that's
Oh.
that's gonna feed starving elite drivers.
Chad getting a tally even when he's not actually found at fault. Truly the meme of all memes here in the Elite Racing Leagues.
Listen, Chad's gotten away with a bunch of stuff over the years. All right, this is just a little bit of making up for that.
Something,
need to
something,
wrong
he's
his
gonna
rights.
appeal it, something, something.
Yeah. That is appealed to tally. This is a schedule G. One to green.
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Okay.
Okay, what's happening?
Dom just gave himself EOL. I think he just gave Chad another EOL.
Did he really?
I'm sorry, Dom. I'm sorry, Dom. I'm not relaying this to dunk on you, but this is great television that everyone wants to know. We are in your debt, Dom, for doing this. Meanwhile, green means go. We're back underway at 5 flags. Huge jump from Lucas. Oh, we got cars going around. Racimus and Gavin Higgins. Oh, Mark Ramirez absolutely demolishes the 70. Oh, boy, that's a big hit for Jesse Racimus. Oh. Now let's see, just
Ooh, a little bit of
it's
net
like-
code.
Yeah, and a lot of it stemming from Osborne looking like he just missed the bottom a little bit up into the 70. And then Gavin Higgins got hit from the car behind, synchronized spinning, and you see Morbilis just absolutely nowhere to go, demolishes Jesse Racimus. Major damage to the 70 car. And then, who was that got into Higgins? It's really hard to see some of these mostly black cars and their numbers.
That's a 19.
Christopher Spalding.
Ooh, and the 12 really hit the 70. Ooh, Sam again
God.
catching another issue there.
Surprisingly, Jesse Racimas did not get a meatball from that.
I have a feeling these cars are tougher than we actually expect them to be. One agree.
Yeah, Mark Robilas didn't even get a meatball from that either. Meanwhile, we are 1 to green. Going to be 29 laps left to go. As Carson Lucas will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at 5 flags. A great jump from Fuller on the outside with him, and he is going to be single file. Meanwhile, Gable is having to fight for all he's worth to the outside of Eitzen. Just hanging on as best as he can. Retzlaff trying to line up to follow through. Meanwhile, Gavin Higgins has retired from the night. Shot, Eitzen clears. Retzlaff going to clear the 0-1. But crucially for Gable, he got back to the bottom in front of Alex Coffey. While Andy Tripiano, it looks like he's starting to feel the effects of all the pushing he's doing. He is in 7th. Retzlaff looking to the inside of Eitzen. So we got 25 laps to go, 3/4 of the way through the Snow Bash 100.
Parker shoved his way into the inside of Trey there into turns 1 and 2. My God!
He sure did. He's going to clear the 92.
This is what we talked about, those tires he saved.
Yeah, there's still just enough time for him to get something done here. Carson Lucas may be feeling what Jay Connor felt at the end of the Snowman 50.
Dread.
Yeah. Someone cue the Jaws theme. Meanwhile, this is the calmest this race has been in some time. A lot of single file. Looks like we got one battle going on. Corey Moore. Ooh, someone got the wall. I think it was Ryan Gable. Not a whole lot of contact, but a lot closer than what he wants to be. Alex Coffey is all over him right now. Ooh, Gable's going to slide up high again. Kept it out of the wall this time, but losing some momentum. Giving Coffey the inroads. 26 looking to the inside. Gable tries to shut the door. He kind of did, but it's ajar right now. Coffey working hard, trying to get himself into the top 5. Meanwhile, Justin Fuller has his mirror Fuller of Parker Retzlaff. Retzlaff looking to the inside. Fuller trying to shut the door as best he can. And he will. Retzlaff has to, not able to keep the nose inside. Meanwhile, there's Coffey going around Gable. Whoa, so close between these two. Little bit of sideways for Coffey, but it's not going to kill the run he's got. He's going to just about clear the one he does. Gable jumps down in front of Tripuano to keep from losing another spot. Now there's Retzlaff diving into the inside of Justin Fuller, and he's going to clear that Fuller not going to be able to get the crossover. We got 15 laps to go. This might be the longest 15 laps of Carson Lucas's life as he's trying to hold off Parker Retzlaff. About just under 0.4 of a second, the lead Carson Lucas has over Parker Retzlaff. And Lucas has been one of the ones pushing his tires the hardest. You think back to how hard he ran to get the lead early on. Is that going to come back to bite him? I think if you're Carson Lucas, you might be praying for a caution here. Take off a few laps and make Retzlaff have to fight to hold on to P2.
Gavel's dropping.
Yeah. 0-1 starting to really lose some spots. Oh, there's contact with Gable and Cipriano back up into the wall. Caution number 7 is out. That could very well be the break Carson Lucas needed.
What did I just switch to?
Yeah, just unsure of what caused that.
Oh, excuse me, guys. I made a mistake. I was on the wrong video feed. Here should be the correct replay.
All right, here we go. And I think Gable maybe got the wall and came down just a tiny bit. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it does look like he did bounce off that wall a little bit. Came down, and then unfortunately when he checked up, the 45 of Darren Staff was there with nowhere to go.
And you see Gable just caught the slightest little bit of the rear of Cipriano's car to right hook him back up the trap. Just unfortunate for Cipriano. Is he on board with Gable?
I don't think he hit the wall. I think it was just twitchy.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
I think that might be clear as to who's going to get the EOL in that one.
Yep, and he was given it. So let's see, it looks like we're going to have 7 laps to go when we go back green. Retzlaff is going to need a restart of the century, otherwise he's going to have to waste some time battling with Fuller to even hold on to P2. Oh boy, this might very well be the calm before the storm. It's a pace car. We'll make the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Carson Lucas once again leads us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at 5 flags. That was not the restart Retzlaff needed. Here's Fuller to the inside. Meanwhile, Fuller is so close to the rear of Lucas. As they still do battle, Retzlaff is going to jump down in front of Fuller. That is not what Carson Lucas wanted to see in his mirror. 6 to go. Whoa, Retzlaff is all over the back of Carson Lucas. Coming to 5 laps to go. Meanwhile, battles hard for the final spots in the top 5, Fuller and Coffey. No, Eitzen and Coffey. Here comes Retzlaff, dive to the inside. Meanwhile, we got a big crash in the back. Sam Boutwell gets turned around. And who's going to be the race leader? I think it might be Parker Retzlaff.
He's not giving the position up. Oh, hold on. No, Lucas is edging. Excuse me, his way to the front. No, I think it might be Parker.
Oh man, that is heartbreaking for Carson Lucas. If the caution came out a split second sooner, he might still be in control of this race.
Contact from the 38.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Toronto man. Cale Pocock turning Sam Boutwell into a helicopter. Race control is deeming it on the 38. And
Hard hit.
here we go. Green, white, checkered, number 1.
How many attempts do we have?
3.
3 attempts.
Well, what does Carson Lucas have left in the tank? It's going to be really hard to get back by the 2 at this point. But stranger things have happened. And here we go. 1 to green. Who's gonna take the Snow Bash 100 as the pace car gets ready to make the hard left-hand turn on a pit road? Parker Retzlaff will lead us back to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at 5 flags. You saw Lucas got a big shove from Alex Coffey. That doesn't look like it affected him at all. That was a great restart, but it's not enough to stay to the outside of Parker Retzlaff. Justin Fuller looking to the inside, trying to slip into second. Coming off of turn 4, white flag, 1 lap to go. Looks like it's all Parker Retzlaff as Fuller's giving it everything he got, trying to get up into second. Lucas is holding up, and there's contact. Menard get turned in the back, coming off of turn 4. Parker Retzlaff will win the Snow Bash 100. He gets the clean sweep. Oh my goodness, we got cars flipping all over the place. Oh my gracious! Oh my word!
Oh,
we
wow.
just junked half the field. Heck with half, I think it was actually 3/4 of the field. My word! We had like 3 cars in the catch fence, I think.
I think Darren's staff got turned when that happened. And I think that kind of caused it.
Wide.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's just a racing deal.
Yeah, 3 wide. And then Cam Rich ends up going underneath Alex Coffey. Cam's going to be the big beneficiary up into P5. And then Coffey upside down and airborne. Jesse Racimus helicoptering over 2 cars. Coffey continues to barrel roll, gets hit again up into the catch fencing. Racimus continues to helicopter. Good Lord. Oh my goodness. It is flipping again.
I don't even know who I want to go on board with.
We need to go on board with Jesse and Alex Coffey. Holy crackers.
This is Jesse.
The view of a lifetime. I hope you're not motion sick, folks at home. Oh my goodness. Oh, good Lord. Oh my God. Oh, wow.
I mean, Jesse saw one car sideways in front of him on the last lap coming to the checkered flag. There's only one thing he and anybody else would have done. Just kept it pedal to the metal all the way down.
God, that...
All right, here's Coffey.
God bless the gyro cam. Yeah, there's one hit. Oh, man. Oh, fully upside down.
Hard licks across everyone on the board.
No kidding. What a wreck.
All right, well, we got the man has done it. He has shown up tonight and swept all the races. James, take it away.
Yeah, he is about to take a timeshare here on the broadcast booth. Parker, how about it? You swept it all 3 races, getting the dub.
Yeah, I mean, that was the plan, but it was like I said earlier, that was a very hard-fought race, and I will say I think I got a little lucky there with them counting me as the leader there when I was side by side with Carson. So I don't know how close it was, but with like 40 to go there, I was like, oh, I gotta start going because I thought tires were gonna wear a lot harder than they did, and they just really weren't wearing. So you could still run the same lap times, and I ended up just burying myself to 7th at one point, and just knew I had to kind of drive as hard as I could to start making spots up there. So I knew this race was gonna be the hardest of the night, and I think the the full snowball derby on Wednesday is gonna be even harder. So happy to sweep all 3 and hopefully have a little bit of momentum going to the derby on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about momentum. There's no better way in going to go into a race than picking up all 3 of the prior races. What are you expecting for the Derby and having to wheel the super late around? That's going to have probably a lot less grip than what this thing had.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I haven't drove this thing a lot, so this thing has a lot of grip, and overall, just the Super's a little bit different with just everything you got to do with that car. So I feel like I have the most experience in that car of any of these cars we raced tonight, so I feel the most confident in that one. But I'm going to just try and show up the best I can and try and sit on the pole, and I feel like in that car, you can kind of save and still run quick laps. So my plan is going to try and to control the race. I think it makes it the easiest with such a long race.
Yes, sir. Well, once again, any third shout-outs you have to give before we let you go and celebrate the clean sweep?
Yeah, I mean, just the same people. Funkaway Visual Pack, my parents, and my girlfriend, who I know is watching and supports me in everything I do, and takes care of so much stuff for me. So I just have to say a big thank you to her. And, we'll be back Wednesday to try and finish it all out.
Yes, sir. Well, Parker, good luck on Wednesday, and go celebrate.
Thank you.
Alrighty, there's our race winner ×3. And we got one more in the waiting room. Let's talk to Carson Lucas before we head off for the night.
Oh, excuse me. I need to bring him up. Here we go. Here he is.
Carson, James in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, man, that's agonizingly close there. That's anything more you could have done on that?
And I don't know, just it was tough, When I first got the lead, I got a pretty good sizable lead, and I was like, man, everybody's saving tires. I know I've run these cars pretty often, and the tire fall visually isn't that bad. So I started saving a little bit, and we held the lead there for a while, and Parker got underneath of me, and I thought I had him, and it was super tight, and iRacing gave him the lead, and on the start, man, it was just, I knew I had to get everything I could, and I think I got some contact from behind, and just it was one of them deals, just a racing deal where you get the lead, then you lose it, and it just, that's how green white checkers are.
Yeah. What was going through your mind when the caution came out and you saw stay behind the 2 car?
Yeah, I know, I didn't like it, that's for sure. I mean, I like the cautions kind of early on because, I had the lead and I had the track position, so I was kind of all right with it. I didn't have to worry about burning my tires off or anything. But, yeah, once I seen that Parker once he got the lead on the restart, I knew it was going to be tough. I was like, oh, well, there's that. I'm going to have to try to make something work. I didn't know if I can maybe get under him and maybe give him a little love tap, but the bottom lane can do it. But you know, it just happens. I gotta thank Lucas Oil and Lincoln Electric. We was out at PRI show earlier last week, and we had a really good show there and got to talk to some awesome people. So I gotta thank Lucas Oil and Lincoln Electric, and everybody who has a hand on all this stuff.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Carson, and hopefully we're talking to you again on Wednesday.
Sir, thank you.
All right, and I believe it just about does it for us here. Carlos, what are your closing thoughts on that last race and just the whole night of racing as a whole?
Overall, I can't be happier with the group of guys that showed up tonight, participated in these races. And while we did have the same driver win all the races, by no means was it a stinker. All 3 races were fun. We did have quite a few cautions there in the early and middle point of this main event, but at the end and throughout most of it, it was still a fantastic race. And honestly, I can't wait to see. Well, first of all, I want to participate in these, so hopefully we can get somebody to produce this next year. But if not, then I can't wait to produce this one next year again.
Yes, sir. It's just a phenomenal night of racing, and this is just the appetizer before the main course. 300 laps here in the super late models. But with that, it's time we get the heck on out of here. For myself and my broadcast partner, Carlos Acosta, I'm James Watson, bidding you adieu until tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.